You can see us? How do we look? That's because I don't have a great color combination here. You look lovelier than I do. That's not what I meant. And you have the cool couch behind you. Oh, well, the pillows just look really comfortable. It makes me want to sit on it like a couch and watch you guys do your work. Well, hey, Emily, thank you so much for joining us today. We are, hopefully, those messages will start showing up that people are watching. I probably need to do some stuff here while we're waiting for that chat to get working. But today we wanted to just talk to you a little bit about hydrosols. And so as we're waiting for people to join so they can ask some questions about hydrosols, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about the new spring hydrosols that we have. Yeah. Yeah, it does sound like they can't hear you. Why can't they hear you? Because you sound really good on my end. No sound on YouTube. Okay, just a minute. Let me find out what's going on. So no sound on you. And they can't hear Emily. Emily's the funnest part. So can you guys hear Danny? Can you hear me? What I'm gonna do here, guest audio. So I'm gonna do a cut here and they can see somebody looking in the back here. Okay, so they can hear me. Let me copy this here. That's so weird. What's going on? Okay, so let's try this. Can you guys hear Emily? Emily, say something. All right. I can see your eyebrows moving. We can hear you, but not her. Well, this may be a floppity flop. Still no. They still can't hear you. That's so weird because I can hear you and you sound great. I don't think it's Emily's fault, guys. It's my fault. Okay, I have one last thing that I'm going to try. Okay, just a minute. Okay, Emily, go ahead and talk for me.
Hello?
Ooh, you sound lovely.
Oh.
Okay, so people will hear you here shortly. This isn't ideal.
People can hear me here shortly.
All right.
Oh, Ellen says better. Is it really better? Oh, there she is. Yay, you guys can hear me.
Well, sweet Bippy.
Looking good.
Okay. Well, that sounds like we got it.
Cassie said there's an echo. Can anyone else hear an echo?
How how about now? Can you hear an echo?
Echo, echo.
Yeah, I can still hear an echo from
Mm.
you, but I know why.
Oh.
So I'll fix that echo.
We believe in you, Danny.
Okay, there we go.
Is the echo any better?
No.
No. Uh-uh-uh.
Well, at the very least, you guys, is the echo so bad that you guys can't enjoy this for 5 minutes?
A little tin can-ish better. There's an echo, but it's doable.
Okay, let's do it. So we're going to have you guys ask us some questions. We'll get this fixed. This isn't ideal, but we're going to have Emilee. We really appreciate you being on. We just wanted to do a quick live asking you a little bit about our wonderful hydrosols. So if anybody has any questions about hydrosols, let us know in the comments. And Emilee, I was just getting a message from Kayla saying that there was an echo, and she's having a great time. She's laughing her AO, whatever LMAO means.
Oh.
So
We
awesome.
don't want to know.
Yeah, we don't. So Emilee, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I'm excited to be here to talk about hydrosols. Definitely, I think if you know me, you know that I love hydrosols. They're products that I use more regularly than a lot of our products, especially with my kiddos and my baby. Well, my baby is one of my kiddos, obviously. But I love using them for little ones as well as me personally, especially like during pregnancy while breastfeeding. That was always nice to have something that was a little less strong, especially when you're not loving strong scents during pregnancy. So that's great. And I also love that you can kind of take them wherever you go, and they're really like easy to use. You don't have to soothe them or anything like that to use them topically. So I'm excited to talk about hydrosols.
Um, that when I first started working at Plant Therapy, we were in the process of having our twins, and Paisley has very sensitive skin, and I remember talking with you about what works really good for sensitive bottoms and diaper rash, and I think it was chamomile hydrosol was one of the things that you suggested that we use, and it was amazing. It helped us get through those really hard times right at the beginning of that birth or the diapering season.
Yeah. I bought the big bottle because that's how much we use it at our house. I love chamomile hydrosol, especially for like irritated bottoms, things like that. I also will use it as a toner on my face. I don't use like traditional toners. I use hydrosols instead, and I'll typically rotate between like a chamomile, helichrysum, rose, things like that, and just kind of depending on what I'm feeling at the moment. But chamomile definitely is a big bottle at my house.
Well, so Anna Ellis says that Calendula sounds similar to helichrysum in terms of use. Is that true?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. Calendula is definitely fantastic for the skin. So it's really a good alternative, especially if you don't love one of the scents more than the other. I also love using calendula hydrosol with pets. Really good choice for skin concerns, things like that with pets, specifically dogs. I use it a lot with dogs that have skin irritation and things like that. It's very calming, very gentle, really great choice for our pets, our four-legged friends.
Um, Amanda Braxton wants to know, why do they have to be refrigerated?
Oh, that's a good question. So um, let's start with what a hydrosol is, and that will kind of lead us to that answer. So hydrosol is the byproduct of the distillation process. So essentially, an essential oil or plant material is distilled, and with that, steam is pushed through the plant material and carried over into a condensing cooling chamber. And then outside on the other end of that cooling chamber, you have your essential oil and then the steam, which is then, cooled to water. And the hydrosols are what's left over from that process. But as you know, water is prone to bacterial growth. So it's really important to store your hydrosols in the fridge in order to extend that shelf life. Um, so definitely, unless you're using it pretty quickly, like you might have a small mister that you keep like in your bathroom or somewhere close to your bathroom that you'll go through within just a few days. But otherwise, we recommend, especially these big sizes, storing them in the fridge to preserve that shelf life.
Um, uh, Kelly Kirby Berger was wondering which of these would help with eczema, or what would you suggest for one that could help with eczema?
There are so many good choices. In general, hydrosols are just so great for the skin. I would probably go with either the calendula or helichrysum for eczema first and foremost. But just remember that it is a part of your eczema routine, right? So you're going to want to use things like lotions, balms, serums, creams along with your hydrosol, and the hydrosol will just amp up those benefits. And what I love about that is like, my son, he may not always want to put on lotion or cream or a balm, but I can almost always just spray him really quickly and get those benefits of the plant without having to like slather him up or pin him down and really rub the good stuff on.
So, Emily, spring's coming up, and what are the hydrosols that people need to have during the spring or getting ready for summer? What do they need to get now to be ready?
Oh, good question. So I definitely would recommend our new hydrosols, the Calendula and the Neroli. They're brand new to our line, both really beautiful, beautiful products. Neroli is fantastic for just promoting a sense of peace and relaxation. It's such a beautiful hydrosol. Calendula is great for those skin concerns. For me, one of my top must-have hydrosols is peppermint hydrosol. I really, really love that hydrosol, especially moving into those summer months. It can be very cooling to the skin if you have a sunburn. But also, if you tend to get a little too hot, like it's great to just mist really quickly with the hydrosol and get those cooling benefits of the peppermint plant without having to like dilute and get all oiled up or something along those lines.
Very cool. Um, you guys ask your questions. If you have any questions, I'll try to find them while they're going up and down through these on the screen here. But I think I have one more question for you. Are there any safety concerns that people need to have with when they're using hydrosols? Hydrosols are, yeah, any safety concerns?
Yeah, in general, hydrosols are super safe. They are like 98% water and 2% some of those like aromatic constituents that are left after the distillation process. So in general, it's a very safe product. I wouldn't use like a peppermint hydrosol on my baby just because of that menthol content. Best to use some of the more gentle, like traditional kid safe products like your lavender hydrosol, your Roman chamomile, things like that. But in general, hydrosols are super safe, a really great introductory product as well. So I always like to kind of start at a hydrosol and work my way up as needed to some of those more intense therapies. But definitely, hydrosols are a super safe option for a lot of people.
Do we provide GCMS reports or do we do GCMS testing on our hydrosols?
So all of our hydrosols do undergo testing. It's a little bit of a different test though, because what happens is you can't just test a hydrosol because on a GCMS, mainly what you see is this large spike in the beginning of your chromatograph that covers a lot of your volatiles. So you actually have to extract your volatiles in order to be able to test them. And that process is pretty lengthy and pretty time consuming and also still a bit experiential at this point. So we're working on some different ways to be able to test our hydrosols on that level. But what is most important is the microbial testing to make sure that there isn't any kind of growth or anything like that that you wouldn't want to see in a hydrosol. So that's for us the most important test, and we continue to take a look at ways to really nail down the chemical profile of the compounds within the hydrosol.
Coriel was wondering, are there any hydrosols, new hydrosols coming down the line that you could maybe hint about?
Yeah, I think our lineup is pretty comprehensive at this point. We've got a pretty large offering of hydrosols. So we just finished launching two in the fall and then two in the spring. So we're going to see how these new ones do, how they fall within our line, and then we'll always reevaluate that if there's a need, if there's something that people would really like to see in the future. You guys know, we love hearing from our past customers, and we want to be able to offer you guys exactly what you want. So just keep us appraised. Let us know how you like these new hydrosols and what you'd like to see in the future.
Perfect. I don't know if I see any other questions. Tiffany Rose had a pretty good idea though. She said, I would love to see a hydrosol sample kit for people that are new to them and would like a little of each to see which one they like. That's a really good idea, Tiffany.
Yes.
And
and we've talked about that a lot, and I could easily see that being something that we offer in the future, especially just to be able to test out and see what you like. Definitely is something that's on our minds.
And tomorrow we have a really fun show where I'm sure we'll talk a little bit more about hydrosols. It's our distillation show. Jesse's going to be there. He set up something really cool in the studio here, so I'm excited for you to see it too, Emily. It's going to be fun.
You guys, I am so excited. I actually popped in and saw Jesse earlier. Maybe it was earlier this week, maybe it was the end of last week, and he was getting his distillation setup going. And I am so excited. Distillation is one of my favorite subjects to talk about, and to actually be able to show you guys some things on our live tomorrow. This is definitely going to be a live that you will not want to miss. Really, really excited to have Jesse. Really, really excited to explore distillation a little bit more.
Well, we really appreciate you, Emily, for joining us. Thank you all for coming on and dealing with our fun audio issues. But hey, you're part of the family, so we can be ourselves in front of you. So we appreciate that. Thanks again, Emily. And don't forget, you guys, tune in tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. and watch our live with Emily. We've got Jesse, Retha will be there. Katrina's going to be gone tomorrow, but Darby will be here as well, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you so much.
See you guys tomorrow.
We'll see you guys.